Let me be blunt. Most men are doing everything wrong when it comes to attracting women. You think buying her gifts, complimenting her endlessly, or waiting patiently in the friend zone will change her mind? Wake up. Attraction doesn't work like that. In fact, the more desperate you seem, the more invisible you become to her. Here's the cold truth. You can attract almost any woman, even the one who says she's not interested, but only if you understand the psychology behind female desire. Women are not drawn to looks, money, or status alone. Those things help, sure, but they're surface level. What truly pulls a woman in, even against her initial judgment, is how you make her feel. And no, I don't mean emotional support. I'm talking about mystery, challenge, confidence, power. Women are naturally attracted to emotional experiences, not logical decisions. Her saying, "I'm not interested," often means, "I'm not emotionally engaged by you yet." This is not about manipulation. It's about understanding that most women don't even know what they're attracted to until you show up differently, until you behave in a way that triggers her subconscious curiosity. This video is your wake-up call. If you're tired of chasing women, getting ignored, or being stuck in nice guy hell, it's time to flip the script. I'm going to break down how you can subtly rewire her interest, even if she thinks she's out of your league or uninterested right now. It's bold, it's psychological, and it's going to challenge everything you thought you knew about attraction. Let's get into it. 1. Stop chasing, start leading. Let's be real. Chasing women is weak energy. It puts her on a pedestal and puts you beneath her, and no woman is attracted to a man she feels is beneath her. When you chase, you're saying, "You're the prize, and I hope I'm good enough for you." That kills attraction instantly. Women don't want to be chased, they want to be led. Yes, even strong, independent women, especially them, because deep down, they still crave a man who knows who he is, where he's going, and can bring her into his world, not desperately beg to be in hers. Leading means having a mission. It means not constantly texting, calling, or asking for her time. Instead of asking, "When are you free?" you say, "I'll be at this place Saturday night. You should come if you're free." That's confidence. That's direction. That's masculine energy. And she feels it. Even if she says nothing, her subconscious is watching every move. Here's the thing. If you're always available, always accommodating, always saying yes, she will take it for granted. Not because she's evil, but because women respond to men who are selective. That's what triggers respect. And without respect, there's no attraction. The moment you stop chasing and start leading, everything shifts. She starts wondering why you're not trying so hard. She starts getting curious, and curiosity is the first step to attraction. 1. Example. Instead of texting her every morning with "good morning" and waiting hours for a dry reply, flip it. Don't text her at all for a day or two. Then on Wednesday, message, "I just found a new spot downtown. Drinks this Friday. Come if you're fun." That's it. No begging, no emoji spam, no chasing. You're giving her a path, not pleading for attention. 2. Rejection isn't real. It's a test. Most men hear, "I'm not interested," and take it as gospel. They walk away with their pride crushed, thinking it's over. But here's what they don't realize. Women test men constantly, especially the ones they might be attracted to. When a woman says, "I'm not interested," what she's really doing is watching how you respond. Will you crumble, get needy, get mad, or will you stay composed, unaffected, and move like a man who knows his value? Understand this. Rejection is rarely final. It's emotional. It's momentary. Sometimes she says it because she's in a bad mood. Sometimes it's a wall she puts up to see if you'll climb it or cry about it. And sometimes she just wants to feel in control. But a man who truly gets female psychology knows that her first no is rarely the real answer. If anything, it's a filter. And if you're easily filtered out, she knows you weren't built for the challenge. The trick is to stop reacting emotionally. Stop over-explaining. Don't beg or question her decision. Just smile, lean back, and keep moving. That energy is rare, and women notice it. A woman might reject you at first, but if she sees that you didn't flinch, that you're still focused on your path, and that you don't place her opinion above your own self-worth, she'll second-guess that rejection, and now she's the one thinking about you. 2. Example. You approach her, say something smooth, and she hits you with, Sorry, I'm not interested. Instead of stuttering or saying, okay, sorry, just smirk and say, fair enough, you seem more fun than that though. Then walk off calmly. No begging, no awkwardness. You pass the test by not breaking frame. 3. Nice guys bore her to death. Let's have a real conversation. Being a nice guy is the most overhyped lie men have been fed. You're polite, you open doors, you text back instantly, you listen to all her problems, you compliment her every move, and yet she still picks the guy who treats her like an afterthought. Sound familiar? You do everything right and she still says, "You're like a brother to me," or "You're such a good friend." Meanwhile, she's posting stories with a guy who barely calls her back. Why? Because being nice doesn't create attraction. It creates comfort. And comfort is not exciting to women. It's predictable. It's boring. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not saying be toxic, disrespectful, or rude. I'm saying stop being soft. Stop living to impress her. Stop thinking that being the good guy will earn her love like it's a reward system. Women don't want to date a guy who's obsessed with being liked. They want a man who's unapologetically himself, a man who has boundaries, a man who isn't afraid to challenge her, someone who can say no without guilt, someone who has his own identity, not just a guy orbiting around hers. The truth is, the more available, predictable, and agreeable you are, the less she feels anything for you. There's no tension, no excitement, no risk, and without those emotions, there's no spark. Women don't fall in love through logic. They fall in love through emotion, and nice doesn't move her emotionally. It just makes her feel safe and in control. That's why she'll come to you when she's heartbroken, but never when she's aroused. If you're the guy who always gets almost, it's because you've been told that playing it safe will win her over. But in reality, safe or forgettable. And attraction has no room for forgettable. It's time to stop being liked and start being wanted. 4. Be a mystery, not a messenger. Let's be honest, bro. You talk too much. Not just with your mouth, but with your phone, your presence, your attention. You're constantly updating her, replying within seconds, sending emojis, asking what she's doing, and basically giving her a full play-by-play of your life. Why should she feel curious about you when there's nothing left to discover? Here's the hard truth. The more she knows, the less she imagines. And women live in imagination. They fall for the version of you they create in their minds, not the one you spoon-feed them through text every hour. Most men have killed their own chances by being too available, too transparent, and too predictable. You're doing the emotional labor for her. You're laying all your cards on the table before she's even sat down. You think that's loyalty. She sees it as desperation. You need to stop being a messenger and start being a mystery. Men who attract women effortlessly don't overshare. They don't talk just to fill space. They let women wonder where he is, what he's thinking, what he's doing, and, most importantly, who else might be on his mind. That emotional uncertainty creates tension, and tension breeds attraction. The truth is, many of you are too eager to be understood. You want her to get you, to like you, to see the real you. But attraction doesn't work that way. She has to chase a little. She has to feel like she doesn't completely have you. So here's your wake-up call. Shut up a little. Stop sending "what's up" texts. Stop sharing your every thought. Pull back. Let her lean in. If there's no space, she can't miss you. Men who are mysterious don't need to chase attention. They attract it by being unreadable, unpredictable, and unapologetically focused on their own lives. Be that man. 5. Trigger her jealousy without saying a word. This one's going to sting a little, but if she doesn't feel like she could lose you, she'll never value having you. One of the most powerful emotional triggers in female psychology is jealousy. Not the toxic, aggressive kind. Not posting fake girls on your story to make her mad. That's high school energy. I'm talking about subtle, classy, and intentional moves that remind her she's not the only one who sees your value. Men make a huge mistake thinking women want a guy who's only focused on them 24/7. But deep down, a woman wants to know her man could have options. He just chooses her. That's what keeps her invested. If you're always alone, never busy, never mentioned by other women, never out in the world, you lose that edge. There's no competition, no emotional tension, and without it, her attraction slowly dies. Here's the controversial truth. A little jealousy keeps her interested. When she sees you talking confidently with another woman, laughing, being relaxed, looking like a man who knows how to move, it hits her somewhere she can't explain. Not in her mind, but in her gut. And no, you don't need to explain anything. Don't post long captions. Don't rub anything in her face. It's not about drama, it's about energy. Be the man who naturally draws attention and let her see it. You don't need to flirt or play childish games. Just show her you're not waiting around, twiddling your thumbs, hoping she notices you. You're living. You're building a life that other women admire. And if she's not careful, she might miss out. That silent threat of loss, that's what makes her stay alert. That's what makes her think. And that's when she starts showing more effort, more emotion, and more desire. Let her feel that. 6. Silence speaks louder than compliments. Here's a hard pill to swallow. The more you talk, the more she forgets what you said. The more you stay silent at the right moments, the more she remembers how you made her feel. Most men think words are the key to a woman's heart, so they keep praising her looks, her smile, her dress, her intelligence, all within the first 5 minutes. And while women like compliments, they don't crave them from just anyone, especially not from a man who hasn't even built attraction yet. Why? Because when compliments come too fast, too often, and too easily, they become meaningless. Silence, on the other hand, creates tension. It gives space for mystery. It forces her to lean in emotionally. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to constantly reassure a woman of hers. He lets his presence speak. He doesn't rush to fill awkward pauses. He doesn't shower her with approval just to feel accepted. And here's the truth. A man who is calm and quiet in his power, who doesn't feel the need to prove himself, is a rare breed. That kind of silence speaks volumes. It says, I'm not trying to impress you, I'm letting you experience me. Women are emotional. And silence is emotional when used right. It creates curiosity, it builds tension, and most importantly, it separates you from the crowd of needy men trying to win her with noise. Look, if you're always the one talking, explaining, complimenting, when does she get the chance to earn your attention? Here's your wake-up call. Start saying less. Make your compliments rare and earned. Don't rush to react. Let her wonder what you're thinking. Let her work for your words. You don't need to be louder, you need to be felt. 7. Make her work for your attention. Let's make this clear. You are not her entertainment system. Too many men give women attention like it's free Wi-Fi. Always on, always available, always begging to be used. That's why she doesn't respect it. If she doesn't have to earn your attention, she'll never value it. That's just human nature. We chase what we feel we might lose. So when you're constantly checking in, replying fast, showing love she didn't earn, you're giving her a reward she didn't even ask for. And what do people do with things they didn't earn? They take them for granted. You have to flip the script. Make her feel your attention is valuable, not something she gets by default. This doesn't mean being rude, it means being selective. It means pausing before you respond. It means not giving time to women who give you nothing back. When she starts noticing that your attention isn't guaranteed, she'll begin to show more effort. She'll text first, she'll try harder, she'll feel that little emotional tension that says, I want him to notice me. That's when things shift, because now she's chasing you. And that's when attraction becomes real. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped giving yourself away for free. Conclusion. Let's end this with something controversial, but true. Most women aren't looking for love. They're looking for a man they can feel something for. And that feeling isn't always comfort. It's not about being nice, being safe, or being her emotional sponge. Sometimes it's uncertainty. Sometimes it's challenge. Sometimes it's even a little chaos. But it's never boredom. And here's the part most men don't want to hear. You being a good man isn't enough. If she doesn't feel something around you, she won't choose you. Period. Stop trying to be liked. Stop begging to be picked. Start becoming the kind of man who commands attention without asking for it. Now I know some of this might have rubbed you the wrong way. Good. That means it hit somewhere real. I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment and share your experience. Have you been the guy who chased? Have you felt ignored even after being your best? I read all your stories and I'll reach out. Let's build this connection, man to man. We're learning this together. Let's talk in the comments.